Well, it's that time of year here on Stay the Water where we look at organizations that are doing and making an impact in our community. It's our Community Conversation series, and we're talking with one of our former guests here at WNSB, and that's none other than Arrington Gavin, who is the founder and CEO of Rugged Evolution. It's Stay the Water. I'm your host, Eric Claville. We're going to have a conversation with Rugged Evolution Foundation. Now, again, we'd like to thank all of you for joining us on this beautiful, beautiful Sunday, as you always do, as we broadcast from none other than the campus of the Norfolk State University, home of the Spartan Nation, from none other than WNSB Hot 91, the soul of VA. Look, I hope you guys are enjoying the summer. It is hot out there, so I hope you're staying cool, and I hope you are, at the same time, making sure you're staying healthy, because even though it's summertime, we know that health is wealth. If you're not healthy, then you're definitely not living. So make sure you stay healthy. Make sure you enjoy yourself, enjoy your family, and all that this summer has to offer. You know, again, this time of the year, what we like to do, you know, in this show, we talk a lot about politics and policy. A lot of things are heavy, and a lot of things are kind of, you know, get you down a little bit, but, you know, it dictates our lives. But in July, in June, and also a little bit of August, we like to talk about community conversation. And with that, we like to engage organizations and people that are doing the work in the community, making a difference. Now, these entire months of June and July, we've spoken with organizations in the 757 and the Commonwealth that are making a difference in the lives of children, in the lives of people, in the lives of programs, doing things to really change their communities and really change the course of a person's lives. Today, we have with us none other than another organization that is doing just the same work, if not greater, and that's making a difference in the community. And we have with us the founder and CEO of Rugged Evolution, Arrington Gavin, to talk to us about his foundation, Rugged Evolution Foundation. Arrington, how are you doing this Sunday morning?
Eric, I'm doing great, my friend. It's always a pleasure and honor to be here on your program.
Well, listen, you know that from the very beginning, I've been one of your biggest, if not your biggest supporter, man. You know, listen, I remember when I first met you, when I first saw your work, I said, that guy's going to be a star. That guy is going to be a star, you know. And the work that you've done, I mean, to get your company started, and we'll talk a little bit about that in just a moment, but, you know, how you started your company, but the vision, and where you are now. Wow. Tremendous.
Yeah, I mean, it's first of all, I want to share all that praise back to you as far as just being a fan. I'm, true, you know how big of a fan I am of you. And again, thank you for those kind words. This foundation, the Rugged Evolution Foundation, is one of my, I feel like, best projects to be a part of. It was established in 2019, simply just off of how I was raised. I was raised a very blessed and privileged kid. And one thing my parents always taught me was, hey, be a blessing to others. Don't think this comes, easy. Like, you always have to look out for those who might not have the resources that you grew up on. So I've always kept that mindset ever since I was a kid, was doing, involved in community service work. And in 2019, the Rugged Evolution Foundation was established to focus on the community, mainly through, for our youth here in the Hampton Roads area. Our mission is to serve the community with our time, talent, and, again, go back to resources. And so we are gearing up for our 6th annual back-to-school giveaway, where we provide backpacks filled with school supplies to our youth here in Hampton Roads. We're also going to be providing free shoes for the second time. This is our second time we've done that, and we're very excited to do so. And we're partnering with a local church, Bethany Baptist Church. And so it's exciting. I mean, we have we've done loads of community, loads of events in the community that all proceeds go towards our foundation. This past Mother's Day, we did an event that's praising our mothers. At the end of the year in December, we're going to be doing a toy and coat drive. So, I mean, I'm just excited of the best, the more great things we have going here at the Rugged Evolution Foundation.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, within itself, I mean, being able to give the backpacks and the event, I was fortunate enough to attend, I think, the first backpack giveaway that you had, and just blown away by what you're able to do. But that's where we are now. I want to take our audience back to where it all started. Tell us about the story of Rugged Evolution?
Oh wow! So the company Rugged Evolution really started for me as wow, that's hard. I mean, it was multiple moments. I actually started working on my business plan as a sophomore in college. So my company Rugged Evolution Beard Care started off as a men's grooming line, really just catering for the beards. But we have since then grown, and we are a full-on men's grooming line. We take care of from the head to the toe, beard. Men's grooming line, facial hair care products, cleansers, facial cleansers, body wash, exfoliating soaps. I mean, you name it, we have it all. Exfoliating soaps, body wash. We've been very fortunate. We're involved in about 6 local retailers in the Hampton Roads area. We're looking at about 4 in the Raleigh-Durham area. Where we have our online store as well as Walmart online, Etsy, Amazon. So we've been very, very blessed with the progression of our business. But yeah, it started for me as a college student. Just again, a kid filled with a lot of dreams and ideas. I've always had entrepreneurship bug, raised from entrepreneurs, and so it was destined for me to what am I going to do? What could be my place? So I created that business plan in my sophomore year of college. Once I graduated, August of 2017, I launched my business. We launched our online store in November of 2017, and we're still going strong from there. And yeah, that's kind of like how the genesis behind the business of Rugged Evolution. But I've always had that heart for giving back to the community. Just never knew exactly. I never really saw myself creating a nonprofit, but I've always had that heart for community because I know for sure when I drive around certain communities and areas, I'm like, wait a minute. That's not right. This is unfair. This is not okay. And sometimes it's like right in your backyard. It could be two steps away from where you're living. It's like, okay, what is the difference between, our areas and this nape area? So I just hope to be somewhat of a helping hand for those that are in need of, resources. And the main focus for me has always been just the youth. We focus more on the male adolescents, 13 through 18, but since starting the foundation, we've catered to boys and girls of that age. Preschool all the way to high school. But I focus on the young males out there because they're the ones that really, really need that attention, that guidance, that mentorship. And so I just hope that, things that I do in life can be somewhat of an example for the next generation.
Absolutely. And listen, you may not remember this, but it was after one of the MEAC conferences games, and we were eating at a restaurant. And you were there, and my colleague was with me, and I introduced you to, and he said, "Wait a minute, is this the guy?" He said, "I've been looking for you," and he was talking about your products because he was in his barbershop and tried the products, and man, he said it was the best beer product he's ever had, and he said, "I've been looking for this product ever since." So that's a testimony to just. Not just your vision, but the quality of your product that someone says, hey, I've been looking for you to get to your product.
You know what, Eric, I was so happy that moment happened. Because usually I'm always very shy and just like, oh, stop, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Because it really does. It warms my heart. And it shows that, okay, Arrington, you're doing good. Because, as a business owner, it could be a lot of stress. It could definitely be a stressful thing to do as far as, okay, I'm creating a product, hopefully that the public enjoys. If they don't, it's like, oh my gosh, where does it lead me from now? And so I always have I second guess myself a lot. So I was really, that really warmed my heart when that moment happened. But I was very excited because it was in front of my wife. And I said, see, man, got it going on. I try to tell you. She always liked to tease me like, all right. I'm like, see. But no, that was definitely a memorable time. And I truly appreciate folks like that comes by and will say, hey, look, you the big guy. You're the big guy. I'm like, I sure am. I mean, I'm like, hey, I'm humble. I'm very humble for moments like that because it's just, again, I continue to try and just, make my family proud, make my wife proud, make my parents proud because everything that I do in life is a testament from their, how they raised me. So I'm always just very, just very humble and honored.
Amen. The other thing about your story, before we get to the foundation, but I want to point this out about your story, is that you had a vision. And a lot of times, we all have passions and desires and visions as well, but a lot of them die, because we don't have the courage to to go after it, maybe not the resources, or maybe just life happens, just whatever. What was that thing that caused you to say, you know what, I'm going after it. I'm putting all my chips in the basket. I'm going for it.
So it's funny because I'm not a guy that gambles at anything. I'm that person, where they always say, are you a plan ahead or are you just if it happens, it happens. I'm that person where I will plan months and months ahead, right? I got to be prepared for what I'm about to do. But the confidence for me came about because when it all goes of what I see a lot in the public. At the time, beards weren't as popular. It was kind of like a rising movement. Some folks can say it was a rising trend. I always say, no, we're going to turn this into a movement. But it was somewhat of a rising trend. And I was watching an award show. I forgot which one it was, but every male presenter had either a beard, a mustache, a goatee. I'm like, okay, I see like every male right now is sporting facial hair. And so first thing I think of, okay, when people see a certain public figure with sporting facial hair, they're like, oh, I want to go with that look. I want to go with that look. And then when I turned off the TV, and then the next day I'm walking around my college campus, I see so many dudes with different facial hair types. I'm like, okay, this could be, I could be onto something. And I also was still new in the beard community, so I started to create my products. Really go and visit my folks in the kitchen. I'm like, okay, let me go every weekend. I'm like, I pulled up a recipe here. I started researching on essential oils and all natural products. And I'm like, let me go ahead and fix up some products. Come back to school. All my friends are also new and growing their facial hair out. They're like my testers. They love it. So I get great feedback from the public. And from there, I'm like, okay, I'm going to take a leap of faith and pursue this. Didn't know if it was going to be my full time. I just said, you know what, I'm all about multiple streams of income, so let me go ahead and create this. And I'm just that person, Eric, where I can't just write something and then leave it away. Now, I might write something down today, and I might hold it, store it somewhere and come back to it in the next few years. But I'm never a person that will just write something, ball it up, and throw it away, because I feel as though, like, if I do so, somebody else might have that same concept or idea, and then I'm like, oh man, why did I not pursue that? So I knew that there was going to be a market for it, and then not for the pandemic occurred, and the pandemic really worked as a blessing to some and a curse to others, but the pandemic really benefited as far as adding more juice to the movement of facial hair, because facial hair is accepted regardless if you work in corporate America or a labor worker. So it continued to grow from there, and I'm like, boom, this is the key, and I want to continue that movement of men. We have to take care of our temple, not just internally but also externally. So that's where the drive and the vision really continues to push for Rugged Evolution.
Absolutely. It's Stay the Water. I'm your host, Eric Lavelle, and you're joining us for our Community Conversation series. This morning, we're talking with my good friend and superstar, Arrington Gavin, who is the president and CEO of none other than Rugged Evolution Beard Care Products. He had a vision, had a dream, took it, and he's become the success he is today. But he's also hasn't forgotten his roots and created a foundation to have community engagement and impact based upon his principles. Arrington, let's talk about the foundation. So you mentioned earlier that you come from a family of entrepreneurs. You come from a family that gave you principles, not just of work and success, but to give back as well. Tell us how the foundation came about.
So, oh wow, I mean, the thought process of it was the fact that seeing the growth of my business, I said, what is another way I can say thank you to those who have, helped, build me, help me pay my bills, help me build up a dream that I had and that I continue to grow. What is a way of saying thank you? And again, I go back to I have been involved in community service as a young guy. I mean, in middle school, I volunteered at local soup kitchens. When I was in high school, I had the opportunity of taking a service trip overseas and helping those in that capacity. Acts of service has just always been, because I'm a people person. I love people, and when I see folks hurting, I want to do something about it. I wish I could help everybody, and it can be difficult. But I mean, it's just always been a part of me from my family. Again, I go back to my parents saying, "Hey, look, you were raised a blessed kid, but you have to be a blessing to others." And so that's really where it came about. And in 2019, I wanted to really show an example to our male adolescents in the Hampton Roads area. I know that there's a lot of them that might not have the proper resources in their community, so I want to continue to show, look, if I can do it, you can do it as well. I want to try and help build that example. And I mean, we have so many great activities and things and resources at our foundation. I mean, simply with working with our local law enforcement, helping bridge that gap between law enforcement and the community. Those, when it comes to just the importance of education. There's so many, the importance of health. I mean, taking care of your body. I mean, it's so much that is involved with our nonprofit, and we've worked with so many local great other nonprofits that will be there as far as resource tables. And so it's one of the most humble feelings when you meet these families, and it's just the smile on their kids' face, but also the parents' face, saying like, look, you don't have to do this. You really don't, but I'm so honored that you are doing it, and we're just so proud of you, and we just thank you. I mean, that to me is one of the most best honors to receive, is a smile and a thank you. I mean, that's just it's awesome. I mean, I'm at a loss of words at the moment, but that's really how it feels.
Absolutely. According to Rugged Evolution Foundation website, it says that serving our community is what we believe in working together in local communities. They recognize that improving people's lives often occurs at the local level. Partnering with nonprofits, businesses, extend the needed resources. And in 2019, had a goal to fulfill the needs of 250 families. And to date, you've helped over 3,000 families in Hampton Roads. That's over 10 times the amount that you set out to do. Wow.
Look, I was shocked too.
Wow.
I lost when I heard the numbers. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like the very first time, our company, our business, we purchased 250 backpacks, and we challenged the community to donate whatever you can, whether it's school supplies, backpacks, and like our very first back to school, we ended up exceeding that goal, and I think we gave out around 365 bills with school supplies. So
was that during COVID?
Mm-hmm.
Was it? Okay.
No, this was before COVID.
It was before COVID. Okay.
Yes, sir. So we took a absence the year after in 2020, and then actually that year after that was the time when I got the opportunity to meet you, and you came by. We had the Indian River Rec Center.
That's right, 2021. That was it.
Yes, sir. Yep. And we had it there, and it was a great turnout. We mostly had it in Chesapeake. I think one year we had it in Norfolk at the Murray Center, but we so far continued to keep it in Chesapeake. That's my home city. We partnered with a local church, Bethany Baptist Church, which is really an historic staple in the community of South Norfolk. And just honored to partner with the church led by Pastor Kaysen, and his amazing team there. And they've just been it's just been an awesome partnership helping those in Chesapeake and just really in Hampton Roads. It's again, I go back to saying how humble it is, and that we still continue to receive support from small businesses in the area, corporate, larger corporate businesses. They see the vision, and that they continue to support us on a regular.
Absolutely. I remember that, and I was blown away by not just the backpacks and so forth, because WNSB Hot 91 was one of the sponsors, because you actually aired on the show, and where we'll talk about your evolution of media and the voice of Arrington Gavin that's being spread across the country. Ladies and gentlemen, he's from humble beginnings. This superstar, he is shining, but we're going to talk about that last. But I remember that because it wasn't just the backpacks, but it was also the community partners you had out there. You had people giving out food and treats and popcorn. You had the fire department there. I mean, it was so many people engaged If you came out to pick up a backpack, you actually stayed like I did several hours because there was so much to do.
Oh, I mean, we have from, the backpacks filled are just, a small portion of what is going on. I mean, we do free face painting, free haircuts. We do gift raffles, I believe, almost every 15 to 20 minutes. And we've given out texts, instrument calculators to more supplies. I mean, the list goes on and on. We provide them with a bag lunch at the end. We have snow cones. We have the local fire department there, as well as the local sheriff department doing Identikids. We have about 4 or 5 other resource tables, all helping to provide resources for students. Oh man, I mean, there's so much, and of course our amazing media partner, WNSB Hot 91, which has been a family since day one. Since I became a business owner, we've always had a close relationship with Hot 91 WNSB, and I also come from a generation of NSU graduates and alum too. So I mean, hey, look, it's all there, all family. But yeah, we have so many great things this year. We have bounce houses. We're gonna be having a couple of bounce houses out in the outside. We have again giving free shoes in addition to those brand new shoes, might I ask. In addition to backpacks filled with school supplies. So we're helping to get our students ready for school and hopefully adding a helping hand to those parents and get prepared for school. So it's an awesome time. It's a wonderful occasion. It's an all-day thing, and it will be going down. I've been mentioning Bethany Baptist Church, but just for those who are not familiar with the location, it is 2587 Camposello Road in Chesapeake, Virginia. And we'll be out there from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on August 23rd on a Saturday.
Yes, August 23rd, 2025, and we'll hopefully have more announcements coming before that time. I know I'll make a diary to mention that the Sunday before it happens to make sure that persons go out and make sure whatever you need, he's here to help. The Rugged Evolution Foundation, like you said, NSU family is, we're all family, it's all Spartan Nation, but at the same time, he's partnering with us. He's partnering with the fire department, public works. He's partnering with everyone that wants to make an impact, bringing the community together. And as their mantra says, their mission to serve the community with time, talents, and resources. So, when you talk about your events, you mentioned the back to school backpack giveaway. You start the foundation off with that, education, families. But then you did something else. You created another event that honored another very important part of our family structure. Tell us about that.
We created a Mother's Day event. It was called a Toast to Moms. We had 2, so we just had our second annual one this past Mother's Day. And it is an event around the daytime where we just praise our moms. Everybody knows who knows me. I'm a mama's boy. Okay, I'll flat out say it here live on air. I am a mama's boy.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, brother. Nothing wrong with that.
Ain't not ashamed about it. But it's a time to just have a wonderful time of enjoying great food, great entertainment. What we provided was music as well as comedians, all from our backyard. Our very first year, we had the amazing Roberta Lee, who's a national recording country music artist who was just continuing to rise her career in the country music industry, in the country music genre. She was our first musical act, and then we had 2 amazing comedians that had performed. This past year, we had another great performance in musical entertainment, and then we had, I think, Quincy Carr had headlined this recent one. Quincy Carr is a very familiar face around the Hampton Roads area, but has a national presence. So we have great entertainment. We have amazing vendors, local businesses providing great services for our mothers out there, and then great food, and it's a lot of fun. And we also have our very own Ashley Smith. She MCs it every year, so very honored to have her. And then we also have, Hot 91's own DJ Scandalous is there providing some great music. So we have a wonderful time, and all the proceeds goes towards our foundation. And again, it's twofold. It's a time to enjoy yourself, praise our mothers, but also continue to help our mission and giving back to our youth here in Hampton Roads. So it's a wonderful event. We've had two so far. We want to continue to do so and have some more. We're hoping to do a health fair eventually soon, and then as I mentioned, we're going to end the year off with a toy and coat drive. So we have so many more goals we would love to pursue with our foundation, but we're 6 years strong right now.
Yeah.
But I always say you got to crawl before you walk. So we're still continuing to build up our foundation, but we've been very fortunate of what we have accomplished since then.
Absolutely.
And for your listeners too, if they want to learn more about it, I know you mentioned some of our messages from our website. Please, you can visit our website, RuggedEvolutionFoundation.org. You can read our story, and if you would love to donate, or if you would love to volunteer at some of our events, please, you can go do that all on our website.
That's right. You can go to, once again, that's RuggedEvolutionFoundation.org. That's RuggedEvolutionFoundation.org to learn more about what this organization is doing. And you can buy his products at RuggedEvo.com. That's RuggedEvo for evolution.com. Now, as far as support, and we've got a few minutes here, you also host Tomorrow's Future, for Laughter for Tomorrow's Future. And, the events you hold a few times a year for comedians to come in, try their new stuff, but also raise money for your foundation. Tell us how often those happen and how that's going.
Oh, it's going great. I mean, we are continuing to build with so many wonderful events. As of right now, I mean, I can't speak on or just because I don't have it in front of me, but we continue to have so many events lined up, and then on top of that, just hosting some of the local events is a lot of fun. I mean, again, I'm simply continuing to learn more in the hosting side of things. I learn from great folks like yourself. So yeah, it's going great. It's going very great.
Absolutely. And listen, very quickly, you started off here at WNSB Hot 91 with your show. Then you spin off with the podcast second, right? Mm-hmm. And then after the podcast, now you can be heard in my home state, in the great state of Louisiana. Tell us about that station and how our individuals can hear you there.
Yes, so I host the Arrington Gavin show. It's a daily show, but you can be heard weeknights on WBOK 1230 AM out in New Orleans. It is an amazing program where I get to talk with so many amazing individuals, from philanthropists, politicians, entertainers, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's fun, informative, and opinionated. But I'm so honored. It's a love that I've always wanted to pursue with talk radio. As you can tell, Eric, I'm a long-winded person. I love to conversate and have conversations with folks. And been very fortunate. We're heard in New Orleans, in the Metro Atlanta area, and across all the podcast platforms, as well as on YouTube. And again, it's the Arrington Gavin Show. You can check out our website as well, www.theagshow.com. And you can catch up on some of the latest episodes. I've had Eric on many a time, and hope to continue to have him on with providing his expertise. And it's a lot of fun. I mean, I'm having so much fun doing it, and it's a blast. That's all I can say. It's a blast doing it every day. Every day, I love doing it.
Absolutely. And listen, coming from your biggest supporter, man, look, I'm so proud of you. I'm just waiting to see what happens next and how God blesses you. So continued success to you. So proud of you. Continue moving. And for those that are listening, once again, go to RuggedEvo.com to buy some of the products, and go to RuggedEvolutionFoundation.org in order to find out more about the events. The backpack giveaway this August 23rd, 2025, partnering with Bethany Baptist Church. Until next time, be good, be great, God bless, and we'll see you next week.
Hi, I'm Carrie Washington, and you're listening to State of the Water with award-winning host Dr. Eric Claville.